Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick Call O'Clock with yet another package from Bricklink.com. Right, so let's get into this. Ooh. This was one of those orders that actually snowballed quite a bit. There's only a few things I was sort of looking at, and before long I'd put a great number of ideas into a basket and ended up making an order that I hadn't particularly planned. Here we go. They're all packaged very cleverly, using this large piece as protection, which I'll probably start with actually. So a very good looking order to start with. Lots of bags, but all looking pretty clean and colour coded and so on. So this piece you might not be aware of, but a while back there was quite a few sets you could buy with one of these sort of fold out sort of play mat type pieces, and they were all sort of racer sets and so on. This one's set 8196 Chopper Jump, and this piece was only £1, but I bought it for the stickers. As you might imagine, I can't really use this base thing in my city very well, but we've got lots and lots of road markings here. We've got some single sort of straight white lines, a sort of one of those sort of hashed out areas that you aren't allowed to stop in, a couple of arrows, you know, you can see what I've got. So I can remove all of these, of course, using my patented hot tea technique, and apply them to the roads of Brick Nottingham. And I think these straight line ones especially I can use as the central reservation lines on my small road bridge that goes over the River Trent near the Crown Pub and so on, underneath the castle. I could also use them on the rail crossing perhaps. Now that one looks, yeah, that one's completely sun damaged and toast. So I just lifted that slightly and it cracked a little bit more. So I'm just hoping that the rest will bear moving, and they don't look too awful quality, but only time will tell on those, so we will see. So that's a potentially good start. Now the thing that started all this I can see, and it's this guy, the Series 12 Wizard. Basically, he was one of the minifigures I never bought when either he came out or just in the intervening period. He's got quite a fray going on that cloak at the top, but it's not too bad. It is on the back though. So that's a little disappointing, if I'm honest. I think that sort of thing should be mentioned if it's not that great, but it was marked as used, so I can't complain too much. But anyway, yeah, I missed this guy kind of deliberately because I thought, well, in a city, how on earth am I going to use a Lego sort of Merlin-style wizard? Now, having said that, since I thought that, I have made a large castle, but I decided to prioritise an evil wizard for the wizard's tower in there because I kind of prefer the baddies. But since then, I've been sort of filling in some of the gaps in my minifigure collection, and when I did the pinball arcade, or rather just the arcade, including a pinball machine, and somebody said I should have a pinball wizard playing it, I thought, I could have an actual wizard playing the pinball machine in my arcade, and you know, getting a high score on that and so on. So I thought it'd be quite funny if the pinball wizard in question, i.e. somebody who's just very good at pinball, would actually be a wizard. So I was looking for a wizard in lots of different stores because there aren't that many of them about now. It seems that most of them have been snapped up. And this one was one of the better priced ones. And then from there, I realised that this vendor had a lot of stuff at very reasonable prices. So I just started filling my cart. So let's see what else we got. We've got quite a few minifigures. I got 15 minifigures in total. And the whole order is only £44. So you can see that they're quite good value. Now, I got a babysitter without the baby, but I mean, that's a wonderful hairpiece, a wonderful torso with kind of a pug with glasses on it, goodness knows. and short sleeves, so I really like that one, and I actually got 2 of those. Now I'm not going to have loads of clones of people going around. I'm going to take these apart and put them together in different combinations. But I mean, she's got a really good face as well, only one-sided. But yeah, £44 for an order with all these bricks plus 15 minifigures is very good going, because a city my size, you need a lot, and I mean a lot of minifigures, because there are just so many used on, say, an area like the beach where it's very crowded. So I've got to use every opportunity to get them. So here is an NBA basketball player. And this is from the set 3430, Spin and Shoot from 2003. And I've shown you the spring legs before, which are very fun for firing basketballs and so on. But this one's actually got the arms that I referred to last time. They're actually a bit different from normal minifigure arms in that they're a bit longer. And they're kind of ratcheted in that they sort of fit into that position and down, but they sort of lock there. And that is so... and the hands don't turn, they're sort of fused. And that's so they can hold a basketball like that. And then you can use that to fling it. Shall I fling it? Yeah, go on then. Let's fling it. Right, so I may never find that again. Anyway, so there is an NBA player. Moving on, we've got this guy. I've actually bought this guy before. I think I might have forgotten that I'd bought this before, but I have. This is a diving kind of instructor or something like that, because he's got a submarine on his torso. But I can probably use one or more of these diving guys, or just have it as a decorative shirt maybe for somebody, in a theme park or whatever. So he came from 6441. Deep Reef Rescue from 1997, which had a couple of the lovely old rays fish in it. Though I'm really looking forward to the new rays, having mentioned the old ones. The new rays just look absolutely fantastic. I will definitely be buying a few of those for my underwater scenes. I also really like the other new fish, including that hammerhead shark. Wow, that looks absolutely amazing. So can't wait for those sets. Though I don't really want any of the boats or the bigger elements of the set, so I'm going to have to be quite clever about getting those bits I want, I think. Hopefully Bricks and Pieces will have reopened by then. So here's another really fun minifigure. I didn't know about this guy until I saw him here, and I thought, yep, got to have him. So he doesn't have a name, but he's from the Monster Truck set, 10655 from 2013. And he's almost got kind of a Duke Kaboom type vibe going on, but maybe he's a Texan or something like that, because he's got his cow head belt buckle and some sort of explosion type decoration, sunglasses and a cowboy hat. So very much like him. This guy is a Rock Raider from the Rock Raiders HQ set, which is set 4990 from 1999. And this character was called Bandit. I think that's more just like a nickname than a description of what he was doing, because they were all sort of united against the rock monsters, or whatever they were called in Rock Raiders. So he's got an interesting angry face with a nice beard and different torso. So again, I thought I'll have him. Here's one more that I'll be changing the head and hands for most likely. But this is Executron from the Lego Movie. He was part of set 70803, Cloud Cuckoo Palace. And I might find a use for that sort of metal head with the sunglasses on, but maybe not. But I really like the suit and a little lapel badge, and he's got great hair and so on. And as I said before, these minifigures were greatly priced, so I just couldn't refuse a lot of them. Here's a gargoyle from Series 14. He's got the wings as well. So he looks pretty good, and he looks like he's made out of stone. And it's long been an ambition of mine to actually use these on a building actually as gargoyles. So if you don't know, gargoyles were put on really old Gothic buildings, partially to sort of ward off evil spirits, I think, but they were usually sort of fashioned so they could also be water spouts as well. So they actually had a function kind of on the old drain system just to get the water off the roof and somewhere else. But I thought if you had sort of these on a very grand building, maybe on all four corners or something like that, it might look rather good. Yeah, so we'll have to see if that comes to pass, but I think it was about £1, so. And then a couple of minifigures were really old, but were even cheaper. So I'm going to get two out at the same time. Here's the other one. So as part of the old town sets, there were town race sets, and there were kind of 4 teams that were competing against each other. And one of them was blue sharks, and one of them was red scorpions, and then there was, yellow tigers and green alligators. I think I've got the green alligator one already. I haven't got the tiger one, but these are 2 more, and they're kind of racing tops, but I could change the hands for yellow hands and have these as just tops of people going around. And got a nice sort of headpiece there, a nice hat here, and slightly different facial expression. So I'm pretty sure I can use all these, and these are about 80p, so I mean, there's nothing too wrong with them. It's got a couple of scratches on the back, but they were described as used, so that is absolutely fine as well. Pretty sure I'm going to knock all these down in a minute, but anyway. Another serious one from the Ninjago movie. Now this guy hasn't got his guitar, he's the gong and guitar rocker, so I guess without his guitar maybe he's just a gong rocker or a rocker. But those are fantastic pieces. I mean, that is a fantastic torso. Fantastic head. Ooh, tattooed arm. I mean, this is just absolutely fantastic. All that for £1. I just can't refuse that. So, brilliant. Well, here's a really old town Lego man with his overalls in red. And I've got a few with the green overalls. I've definitely got some with the blue overalls. I was trying to wonder or remember if I had some with the red overalls. So I just bought him. Better safe than sorry. Right, this is my first Simpsons minifigure. I don't really like Simpsons minifigures because I think they look very different. And I don't just mean the head. For a start, that's going. So we're not looking at that. But the sort of methodology of designing the artwork on these is obviously in tune with the program rather than Lego normal styling. But this one's probably the least offensive that I could see, and it was very keenly priced again. And I thought this could easily be anyone wearing a lab coat and a bow tie and bright pink trousers, because often you get sort of scientists who are quite eccentric. So I thought if I'm going to have a couple of science buildings or something, then having somebody with this body would be fine. But the head is going nowhere near my city. So that's Professor Frink from the second Simpsons minifigure series. And there's another gargoyle. So I must have at least 3 now. I can't remember if I've got 3 or 4, but you know, you can imagine those on a building, sort of as decor. Now it'd have to be quite a big building, wouldn't it? Because you know, they're quite big. So, you know, the building's going to have to pretty much be maybe a 32 by 32 one. Because a 16 by 16 one, this might be a bit too dominant. But anyway, we'll see. I'm going to stop trying to stand all these up soon, because if I keep knocking them down, it's going to take me all day. Right, here looks like an interesting bag full of other minifigure pieces. So you can see how I quite quickly got trapped after finding the one I wanted for about £3 and thinking that's good. I'll just see if he's got anything else that's worth having. This accident happened because they were so cheap. Some torsos from the Graduate Series 5. Now I like these. How many have I got? 3, 2. Yeah, because they're just kind of jumpers with a tie underneath. So I can use those for all sorts of things. Businessmen. People working in office, well, people doing anything really. Seems a pretty normal sort of item of clothing to be worn. And on the graduate, he's got his big sort of cloak on and so on. His gown, rather, I suppose you'd call it. And you can't really see too much of that, so it's almost like it'll be unique. Then I've got this torso as well, which is fantastic. Now, you might be able to see that eye, sort of a shiny eye. That's what's quite hard to see. For kind of information, I thought, with a bow tie. There, you can see it at that angle, can't you? He's got pens in his pocket. Now, that's from set 6740, Extreme Tower, from the Island Extreme Stunts line, which is quite a fun line, actually, if you haven't seen the sets there. There's a couple of interesting things from 2002. And the character that has this is called Infomaniac, but they didn't have that figure. They just had the torso. But I reckon if I have an information guy, either in my tourist office, which I've already got, or maybe at the theme park, he could be a guy kind of pointing you where you need to go. If you're lost or you can't find the toilets or whatever it might be. So I'm very happy to have that torso. Ooh, there's a little bite on the back. That's annoying, isn't it? I might be able to burnish that off. I don't know. But that is a disappointment on there. Then they've got some legs. They're from the Series 2 Surfer. Got a few of these now. Obviously great on and around the beach. Some fish. Very cheap fish. I'm going to need loads of fish for under the sea. Just going to change my camera angle a bit. Oh, there we go. Then I've got this, which is a baby dinosaur. And I couldn't work out if it was supposed to be an actual dinosaur or kind of like a model of one, because it looks a bit rigid. And I think it's just because it's really old comparatively with the newer fantastic dinosaur. So I think it is supposed to be a real one, but I don't think I'll use it as a real one in my city. It's from set 5914, Baby T-Rex Trap. And that seems to be a set with Baron von Baron in it, who's kind of the lead idea for the new Haunted House set that I'm definitely not going to buy. So he seems to be the one capturing this little beast. So I thought I'd use this as either a toy or a model or some other representation of a small dinosaur rather than a real one. But I like it. Then I've got 4 heads. So the bottom one is one of the Ninjago movie figures, which I didn't buy because they're a bit hard to use in my city. So this is a Shark Army Octopus. And you can see why I couldn't use that in my city very well. But he's got an interesting face with a great big scar across. So maybe he'll be visiting my hospital or just be on the street. And then I've got 3 that are the same, but I really liked them. And they were 25p each, which is quite cheap for a new head, let alone a unique one. So I bought all 3. And they're from a Toys R Us Musicians pack from 2016. And that's set number 5004421. And there aren't many unique pieces in that pack. But this is one of them, with the lady with the sort of blue hair. And this blue lips I just thought was fantastic. So we could either have them on, I don't know, band members or just people visiting my park or whatever. But I just thought it was so different, only one-sided, that I would like to get as many as I can at that price. So that's good. Right, moving on. These are quite fiddly, these small bags. So I've got some Friends sunglasses. I want to have some sort of sunglasses racks for sale near my beach. There's some light aqua ones, sort of, what would you call that? Medium lavender or something. Pink. And flamish orange. So all heart-shaped ones. Oh no, one of them was round. But yeah, all good. Nice variety there. That's why I only bought 1 of each. And you can also, of course, put these on people's heads. Like that. So, you know, they're just on the beach and they've just popped their sunglasses on the head for a bit. I think that looks really good. Where's the other one? There we are. So that's quite a good plan. Yeah, I think that looks good. It also plugs the hole, which looks a bit odd otherwise. Orange 2x2 plates. They are for my tram line, just to do the sort of 3-coloured stripe. I must stop buying these now. Medium blue splash pieces, medium trans blue splash pieces that I'm using in my sea and all over the place where there's water. And I've got some more trans pieces here. I've got 2 of these in trans black or trans brown, depending on how you prefer to call it. And I thought I could use those for like a skylight on a build. Need a pair of those really to do that, but they're very nice. I got that. I think that's for a vending machine, sort of window, tall panel. And then lots of these clear 1x2 bricks, which will be no doubt useful for shop displays or goodness knows what else. Then there were lots and lots of bricks that were very cheap. So some of these are very ordinary bricks. So I've got lots of 2x2 plates, 2x4 plates in, and 2x3 in light bluish grey. A couple of those modified bricks, 1 panel, a couple of these slider pieces, which are very useful for having sliding doors and things like that in shops. So wherever there was really cheap pieces, I mean, I'm talking like a couple of pennies each, I really just bought a load, because you go through lots and lots of very standard bricks very quickly when building a huge city. So there's some 2x6s in white, some nice big white bricks. What else of interest in here? That would be for a pillar. Couple of pieces for some train mods that I'm planning to do, some train sort of mocks or mods, depending on your terminology, how much you think you varied it from the original. A couple of these fence pieces as well. Lots of pieces to help with tree production. Where shall I pour these? Pour these down here. Oh, so they might be a bit big for trees, but I've got lots of 2x2 bricks, 1x2 bricks, 1x1 bricks, and quite a few of these Technic pieces that you can sort of join together with 2 long axles to make kind of, you know, rickety tree shapes. I'm not sure they're my favourite with these holes in, but then you can have other sort of branches coming out from those holes, of course. So, and then to link them to the main body, I've got some Technic 1x2 bricks and Technic 1x1 bricks, all in brown. So they were cheap as well. So that will help us build some trees. And a bag of dark bluish grey. Got some bin lids. I think recently I got some more dustbins, so I didn't have the dustbin lids. And then I got these. I don't know why I bought 2. I only really need 1, but basically this is kind of like the blade from a scythe, i.e. one of those big long curved blades that you'd use to sort of harvest corn in the olden days. And I sort of thought that I might be having an executioner in my castle. And if so, well, he'd very much need a scythe. I mean, I don't think you actually executed people with scythes. I think you actually used an axe back in the olden days, not to get too graphic about it. But people sort of seem to think about scythes when they think about executioners, probably because of the sort of very old depictions of death, as in the sort of character death. But anyway, I think having a scythe will be quite fun. Ooh, 1 brick in a little bag all on its own. And that's because it's a very special 1x1. And it is in a glittery trans pink. So I have no idea what I'm going to use that for. I mean, it looks like it'd be a perfume bottle or something like that, doesn't it? So maybe that'd be for sale in a shop. I mean, I've got a vague plan to do a ladies' hair salon or something like that, and that would obviously be a great part in there. Red bits, 2x2 bricks, a couple of these big fences. They're really useful. I'm collecting those now. I don't know where I'm going to use them. Maybe in my fairground, actually, for sort of the queue systems or whatever it might be there. A chair, one of these tiles with a sticker on. That's in good condition, and that's from 60101 Airport Cargo Plane. I'm collecting, or I have been collecting these stickered cargo pieces for so long that I've got absolutely loads of them now, and I probably really should stop collecting them because I've probably got too many. Then this was to be a spoiler on the racing game in the arcade, but I've already got one that I put on there that sort of says Turbo, and this one has got a Ferrari emblem on and the Italian flag. So this was from the set 75908, the 458 Italia GT2, and it was actually off the back of that, though it does look like a spoiler. It's sort of almost off the back bumper. But either this one or the one I've already placed, I'm sure I could probably use on one of Brick Nottingham's many, many cars, so it won't go to waste. It's a nice sticker though. And the rest of that bag was a heck of a lot of mugs, because you can never have enough tea mugs. A lot of people call them coffee. No, they're tea. They're definitely tea. Right, other stuff. I'll tip it into my hand again. That worked well. Some 1x2 plates in dark tan. Some pieces in dark red. Now, these two inverted slopes are actually needed for my fast food corner. And that's because I decided to expand the stairs in the lower floor of the pawnbroker. So when they go round the corner, they don't go down to 2 wide, but actually go down to 3 wide. I think that'll look a bit more balanced. So still making very minor tweaks to that. And a quick reminder, if you haven't voted for my Lego ideas suggestion, the details are in the details of this video, including a link. Click on that. Take you about a minute to register. You only need to give an email, your name and your country. And that would be appreciated. Thank you. So I need those for that. And that as well. So that's actually done, that set now. Then I've got a saddle in green for a horse. And I've been trying to get a decent coloured saddle for a while because I've got a horse and I've got a rider, but I don't have a saddle. So soon I'll be able to do a fun scene with that. I've got another different coloured 1x1, and that's going to be for a spray paint canister. And then I've got 4 of these, which look in great condition. And these are the, I don't know what you'd call that. They're almost like speakers, or maybe sort of quilted sort of texture to them. But they're off the set 9448 Samurai Mech, which is an Ninjago set from 2012. And that looks like a pretty good mech, but wow, it's nothing compared with the new big mech from Monkey Kid. Those new sets look really good. I'm not sure if they're going to fit with Brick Nottingham, but I quite like the side builds, so I might be able to get some of those. Yeah, that new Monkey Kid mech looks fantastic. If you haven't seen that, I would check that out after you watch this. Right, some black pieces. Oh, there's a good, interesting one. So this is a sticker piece, which is a little bit scuffed, but not too bad. And that's obviously from an agent set because of the massive Dr. Inferno logo. He does like to advertise his bases just so the agents know exactly where to attack. Anyway, this one's got some ivy on, a corrugated sort of iron roof. And this is from the set 8632, Swamp Raid. But for 32p, I think that was a perfect buy. Don't know where I'm going to use it yet, but I very much like it and want to use it. So although we probably need a goodie base at some point, I may want to do another baddie base first. Some cheap bricks, some more of those fence pieces, both types, the 2 stud on the top and the 4 stud on the top. Some axes. Oh, more 1x1 round in black. Got to stop buying those as well. Yeah, that's a stickered piece. That's from the set 60085, 4x4 with powerboat. But I can just use that as nice advertising. Ex-U-Trans trailers. Yeah, I think that's everything from that bag. Some more light bluish grey. This is mainly modified bricks with a clip and a couple of bigger bricks. Now what I use these for, or I'm planning to use these for, where are my fish gone? There we go. Is you can clip a fish in that and have it swimming roughly the right way. And then basically you can build this into a rock face and therefore have kind of like a shoal of fish all pointing in different directions and orientations and so on, kind of swimming next to an underwater rock formation. And it looks quite good. So that's what all those are for fish use. More cheap plates, dark grey this time, 2x2s, 2x2s, 2x4 bricks, or even more 2x2s, and a couple of those modified bricks with a stud on the side. Probably use those in my rock faces or something like that. A few of those, and some assorted blue bricks for assorted uses. One of them is for a train mod, and other ones, well, for all sorts of little jobs really, including my vending machine. I think my vending machine is going to be blue. So lots of different bits there as well. So yeah, a good quality order in the main. I'm happy with this. Hopefully the stickers are going to transfer well from that. This guy's cape's not the best. I might have to do some emergency surgery on that. But then again, has he got an interesting back torso? No, he doesn't. So he probably does need to wear that cape. Really good figures. But the whole order came at such a great price. I'm really happy with it. And there's a lot of good pieces for tree production. There's a couple of very vital parts for train mocks and mods. At least 2 more of those videos coming soon. And lots of cheap consumable bricks. Excellent. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, we'll be back in the LEGO room for another city update. See you then!